Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Any participants or sponsors that should be on the stage now, will you please come forward so that you can take your seat on the stage with the other dignitaries and sponsors? So how's everybody doing today? Okay, my name is Carol Malvo, and I am first-time MC for the 68th Labor Day Festival for Greenbelt. So everybody, let's show a big, huge one Greenbelt hug. Let's say hello. Okay, now we're going to begin. Good evening and welcome to our opening ceremony, as I said, for the 68th Annual Labor Day Festival for Greenbelt. This is where we feature the Outstanding Citizen of the Year, and we're so happy that you've decided to join us. Greenbelt Labor Day Festival is going to officially begin. This was started in 1955, and we hope that we can display a message of understanding, communication, and togetherness, because we are all unique. So let's do this again. One Greenbelt.
One Greenbelt.
Okay, so are we ready? Our National Guard, please stand if you're able. There will be a presentation of colors by the Greenbelt Police Department. So please remain standing. And after that, we're going to have our national anthem, and that's going to be sang by Miss Valentino. So please stay tuned.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Let us give Miss Valentino another hand. Can you hear me now? Okay, let's try it again. Let's give her another Greenbelt hand. And we're going to thank our police honor guard. That was wonderful. Okay, just going to tell you a little bit about the Greenbelt Outstanding Citizen of the Year. This is the portion of that program. A lot of times people do things because it's part of them or they're committed to the community and to humanity in general. But we in Greenbelt take it to another level. And this is the time that we have chosen for these 4 days to honor people that do work in the community. We're selecting an outstanding citizen, but really everybody and each and one of you that live here and participate are outstanding citizens. But today, we want to acknowledge the person that has fought for a lot of things in a lot of different ways that affect each of us, our children, our grandchildren, and our future. So with that, I'm going to introduce our mayor, Emmett Jordan.
Hey, thank you so much, Carol Malvo. So, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day in Greenbelt. And what a great day to kick off the Labor Day Festival. 68th festival here in Greenbelt. And, you know, it's really, really a special time in so many ways. I want to start off by bringing you greetings on behalf of the Greenbelt City Council. And I'm joined by my peers on City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Weaver, Jay Davis, we got Silky Pope, Rick Gordon, Colin Bird. And I do want to recognize and acknowledge the VIPs and dignitaries that are here. So first and foremost, I want to recognize each and every one of you, because each and every one of you are the people that make Greenbelt really, really special. But I do want to pause and also acknowledge our elected officials who are on the stage with us. We've got Senator Paul Penske, Delegate Nicole Williams, and County Council Member Todd Turner, who's been with us almost 8 years. So, let's see, this year, as Carol Malvo so eloquently stated, this is the 68th festival. And the Labor Day Festival in 1955 is a way of raising money for the Youth Center, which is right down the way. So it's been held every year since then, with the exception of the COVID year. So it's just really, really special actually being back here in person. It means a whole lot. The festival is organized by the Greenbelt Labor Day Festival Committee. These dedicated citizens have worked long hours over the last year to ensure that we have a wonderful time. So I want to thank Linda Ivy and the Greenbelt Labor Day Committee. Could you please stand? Where'd Linda Ivy go? She's around here someplace. Oh, there she is, right over there. And of course, I want to thank the patron sponsors for the festival, which include the patron sponsors, Choice Clinical Services and the National Cooperative Bank. So those are, and there are a lot of other contributors that make this happen. So this festival is kind of unique. It's one of the largest volunteer-run festivals in the state of Maryland. So it's more than just a festival. It provides an opportunity for many civic, service, and community religious organizations to heighten awareness about what they do in the city of Greenbelt and raise a little bit of money. So, you know, special thanks to all of those volunteers from those organizations that took the time to set up the booths, and they'll be working in the booths and working throughout the festival, throughout the next week. I need to acknowledge the Greenbelt staff members, the folks from Public Works, from the Recreation Department, and all of the staff members who also work so hard to make this possible. You know, I see our interim city manager, Tim George, is over there, and he's standing next to our chief, Rick Bowers. Chief Bowers, how are you doing tonight? So, you know, we definitely need to recognize the first responders, the Greenbelt Police Department, Greenbelt Fire and Rescue, and the CERT volunteers for watching over us. Oh, did I forget Public Works? How can I forget? Public Works does a phenomenal job. Thank you, Public Works. So at this time, I need to recognize Bob Zugby, and the members of the Outstanding Citizen Award Committee for all of their hard work. And there's some major sponsors associated with that: Fieldstone Properties, Franklin Park, Greenbelt Rotary Club, and also the Greenbelt Federal Credit Union. Thank you for your support. So we hope that you enjoy this weekend's festivities. Please plan to come back for all 4 days and take full advantage of the wide range of activities being offered. These include the amusement rides, we got the carnival games, we got live bands, we got entertainment, we got food and refreshment, sports and recreation activities, art exhibits, contests, used book sale for the elementary school, and of course the Labor Day parade, which actually promises to be one of the largest parades that I've seen in a long time. It's going to be big. So great live music, recreational events, art exhibits, it's all right here. And I got to mention this, there are some other activities going on throughout the city. I understand, well, I know the Rotary Club is having an antique car show over at Beltman Plaza. There's some activities over at St. Hugh's and several other local churches. And I understand that there is a Labor Day tennis social going on someplace, maybe over in Greenbrier tomorrow. But you know, the focus is here on the festival. We're raising money for all the community groups. We're here to have a good time in person. So let's not forget the meaning of Labor Day, and that's all about the organized American labor movement dedicated to the social and economic achievements of workers. It's let's hear it for the workers. Let's hear it for the unions. Their strength and prosperity is directly connected to our well-being. So without further ado, one more thing. Anybody here visiting Greenbelt for the first time? I don't see anybody. Oh, a couple of people. Well, wait a second. Hold on there. We're going to go ahead and get started, but it really wouldn't be a festival without a lot of things. And I do want to acknowledge a couple of former city council members that are here. I see Conrad Hurling. I see Lita Mack. And I see Shamar Higgs and John Henry and a bunch of other former outstanding citizen awards. So, what's that? Rob's is here from council. So at this time, I want to bring forward Bob Zugby. Bob, you've been the chair of the Outstanding Citizen Award Committee for many years, and I think maybe you have an announcement, or you're going to actually share some information with us. Yeah. Bob, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Jordan. We need a shorter stand. Okay. Thank you, Mayor Jordan. I understand I'm supposed to announce something. Let me get to it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As chair of the Outstanding Citizen Selection Committee, it's my privilege once again to introduce to you Greenbelt's Outstanding Citizen. This one, 2022, this is our 49th Outstanding Citizen. Now this program is a celebration of all who best represent the Greenbelt tradition of voluntary community service. As we begin our celebration this year, it's fitting that we pause to remember our past outstanding citizens who are no longer with us. Let us now observe a moment of silence for all the departed who continue to be an inspiration for the rest of us. Thank you. The Outstanding Citizen Program, as Mayor Jordan mentioned, is supported is supported by three major sponsors. Fieldstone Properties, the proprietors of Franklin Park. I don't know if they have a representative here. Oh, Denise, come on up. Yeah. Denise Knight, representing Fieldstone Properties. Greenbelt Federal Credit Union, represented here by Mr. Chuck Hess. And our primary sponsor, the Greenbelt Rotary, represented by its president, Mr. Steve Kemp. The official certificate will be presented to our outstanding citizen by Mr. Kemp, Ms. Knight, and Mr. Hess. Now, as in the past, this year's outstanding citizen will receive an assortment of gift certificates donated by enterprises located in or near Greenbelt. Our supporters this year include the Cedars of Lebanon Restaurant, East Pearl Bistro, Generous Joe's, Greenbelt Barber and Stylist, Marathon Deli, Mission Barbecue, the New Deal Cafe, the Old Greenbelt Theater, Shiatsu Massage Therapy, Silver Diner, Three Brothers Restaurant, and Woods Flowers and Gifts. We thank these local merchants and urge you to join us in giving them our support. I'm very happy to announce the revival this year of the traditional Outstanding Citizen Reception, which will once again take place in the City Council chamber of the Greenbelt Municipal Building immediately following the ceremony, and all of you are invited. Okay, who is it? The committee has received a good number of nominations from many of you, not from all of you, not even from most of you. So what are you waiting for? I'll be expecting to hear from you next year. As for those of you who have submitted nominations this year, please understand how difficult it is to select only one from a large number of well-qualified nominees. So if your favorite hasn't been chosen this year, please know that many of our past outstanding citizens have been chosen only after having been nominated over several years. So keep trying. Again, who is it? Each committee member probably has in mind a number of criteria to be applied to making the decision. The awardee could be someone who is committed to peace, justice, and inclusion, or it could be an individual committed to preserving the environment, or it might be someone involved in educating the public about matters of concern to all. Or it might be a community organizer who brings all members of the community together to cooperate on a project. Does one of these criteria apply to our outstanding citizen of 2022? No. All of them do. Our outstanding citizen is a co-founder of Chesapeake Education Arts and Research Society, CHEERS, and continues to run several of its projects, which include Green Aces, Greenbelt Climate Action Network, Green Man Annual Festival, and Three Sisters Gardens. And these and all the other projects which she has founded, led, and or participated in, she's given priority to economic and ethnic diversity and inclusion. Perhaps this is just a rumor, but it was reported to us that on her birthday in 2020, she was arrested in a demonstration urging Congress to do something about climate change. Well, I don't think I'll be adding having a police record to my list of criteria. I would be happy to know someone who chooses such a manner of celebrating a birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Greenbelt's Outstanding Citizen of 2022, Margaret Maggie Cahalan. Are you with us? Ms. Cahalan, would you come up here, please? I know she's here. Oh, there she is. She's coming. She's making her way. Okay. Bring your people with you. Yes. And her husband, Bob. presentation of the official certificate by our major sponsors. Yeah. Get out of the way.
On behalf of the Greenbelt Rotary, congratulations and thank you.
We have a couple of gifts. There is a fruit basket that is presented by the Greenbelt Co-op, represented by its manager, Mr. Dan Gelati, I understand.
For you. Hey, you got it? Congratulations.
You're going to put it down someplace. Yeah. Ordinarily, the Greenbelt Nursery School sends some of its children up here to present the official T-shirt. And because of COVID, they have declined to participate, but they have still donated the T-shirts. The gift certificates, which are in this gift bag, along with the theater's contribution of gift certificates, which they this year very cutely placed in one of their soft drink cups. This goes to something. Now, certain government bodies have produced proclamations. Our United States Senator was not able to be here, but sent a proclamation, which I would like to read and present. The Honorable Benjamin Cardin, United States Senator, Maryland, certificate of special recognition presented to Margaret Maggie Cahalan in honor of receiving the Outstanding Citizen of the Year for 2022 award, 69th Annual Greenbelt Labor Day Festival, September 2nd, 2022. And inside, Benjamin L. Cardin, United States Senator, Maryland. Trying to get something back in the envelope is difficult. Other proclamations will be presented. First of all, as this is a city function, I call on Mayor Jordan once again to present the City Council proclamation.
Hey, thank you so much. Congratulations. Oh, boy. Hey, so on behalf of the Greenbelt City Council, whereas Margaret Maggie Cahalan has been a resident of Greenbelt since her family moved back to Greenbelt in 1979, and whereas Maggie has served as member of the Green Team Subcommittee of the Greenbelt Advisory Committee on Environmental Sustainability since 2016, has continued her extraordinary service to the citizens of Greenbelt ever since. And whereas over the years, Maggie has also contributed her time, talents, and leadership to many groups intensely focused on the environment, environmental protection, geographic and ethnic inclusion and diversity, education, and the arts. And whereas Maggie in 2005 co-founded the Chesapeake Education Arts and Research Society Cheers Project, which included the Chesapeake Intergovernmental Open Seed Quest, the Greenbelt Climate Action Network, and the Green Man Annual Festival. And whereas in the 1990s, Maggie helped to organize the Earth Squad. And in 2009, right here, the Earth Squad. And in 2009, she initiated the Three Sisters Garden through Cheers. And in addition to her volunteer efforts, Maggie has had a successful career with the Pell Institute for the Study of Opportunity in Higher Education. And together with her husband, Bob, raised 2 children. And whereas Maggie has made a significant contribution to our city through the devotion to improving the lives of others and her abiding love for Greenbelt. Now, therefore, I, Emmett V. Jordan, by the authority vested in me by the citizens, the residents, and the City Council of Greenbelt, Maryland, do hereby issue this proclamation in your order. Margaret Maggie Cahalan, Outstanding Citizen of 2022. Thank you. Thank you for your Congratulations, seriously. Thank you so much.
Next, we have from the State Senate, Maryland, Senator Paul Binsky. And he's accompanied by a member of the House of Delegates, Paul. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Greenbelt. Before we get to the proclamation and the award, since this is the opening ceremony, I want to thank Greenbelt for being Greenbelt, and that's on behalf of our full delegation, Nicole Williams, Alondra Washington, Ann Healy. As you know better than I, Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt had this vision many, many years ago, and they always looked to the future rather than the past. And you have held on to that belief, building a communal responsibility, a relationship among the residents of caring about each other and thinking about tomorrow, not yesterday or last year, but next month, next year, 5 or 10 years from now, and having that progressive vision. We're also here because of the Labor Day Festival. The original Labor Day started in 1886 in Chicago. Working people, working families were fighting for the 8-hour day. It took a long time. People died fighting for that. And a lot of people in the workplace have been injured. They've organized, they've gone through blood, sweat, and tears to try to have decent concrete conditions for working families. So I applaud you, we applaud you for holding on to that tradition of recognizing and representing Labor Day and working families. Obviously, that was a big part of what Franklin Delano Roosevelt did in the 1930s, was caring and trying to save our economy and save our society. So thank you for all of that. Now, to our special event. About a month ago, we had a pretty severe storm, and you got hit pretty damn hard, excuse the language, sorry, along with Berwyn Heights and College Park. A lot of trees went down, some homes were damaged, and we would like to think that would only happen once every 50 years or once every 100 years. But unfortunately, with climate change, it's becoming more frequent. And we in Annapolis are trying to do what we can do. We passed a bill called the Climate Solutions Now Act. But at the end of the day, it takes citizens to organize, to agitate, to even go to jail if necessary, to stand up to climate and to make other people aware of it, and to do what can be done to mitigate the effects of climate change. And one of the reasons, because she has a long list of accomplishments, is because Maggie has worked diligently and hard, sharing with others, organizing others, writing emails, writing letters, knocking on doors to get more people involved and engaged. And I can tell you this, and I'm going to shift this to my colleague here in a moment. We can pass legislation in Annapolis, and occasionally we can influence one of our colleagues. But at the end of the day, it's a human component. It's people in every community, every church, every synagogue, every civic association, every town like Greenbelt that writes those letters, that email, that come to Annapolis, that gives my colleagues the backbone to think to the future and take on some of these difficult challenges. So we are forever indebted, Maggie, to you. I'm very proud that you had a rest for protesting. I've got a few to my name, so I feel good about that. No justice, no peace. So I want to share the proclamation with Nicole Williams, Delegate Williams.
Okay, so on behalf of the Maryland General Assembly, we are issuing an official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Margaret Maggie in recognition of being named Greenbelter's Outstanding Citizen for 2022. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to the Greenbelt community, presented on this second day of September 2022 by Senator Paul Pinsky, Delegate Ann Healy, Delegate Alonzo Washington, Delegate Nicole Williams of Prince George's County, Legislative District 22. Thank you.
Next time, I'll try to remember that the House of Delegates and the Senate come up together for the General Assembly. But thank you very much. Next, we have our representative on the County Council, Mr. Todd Turner, who is with us. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening, Greenbelt. How's everybody doing? I just want to say before I do my presentation of the proclamation for the Outstanding Greenbelter of the Year for this year, for many of you, you may know this is my last opportunity to represent you this year because of term limits. And so I just want to publicly thank the Greenbelt City Council, my colleagues at the municipal level. I want to thank my colleagues at the state level and the General Assembly. And most importantly, I want to thank you as the citizens of Greenbelt for giving me the honor and privilege of representing you for the last 8 years. Thank you. Hopefully we've been able to work together to advance the issues that are important, not only to the city, but also to the county. And so I want to say thank you again for that opportunity. And I think I almost have a perfect record, except for 1 year, the COVID year, for attending this opening each year. And I appreciate to have that opportunity, and I will treasure it into the future. I'll say one thing as well, piggybacking a little bit on Senator Pinsky. Obviously, the long tradition here, not only of supporting the Labor Day and the Labor Day Festival, but the efforts on behalf of Greenbelt to improve not only your community, but Prince George's County as a whole. And I know having the opportunity to represent not only your community, but also the city of Bowie, the two largest municipal governments in Prince George's County, that you do it right. And that's something that, as a recovering municipal official, as they tell everybody, I appreciate, particularly my colleagues on the city council, for the work that they do. We also undertook this past year the adoption of a climate action plan for Prince George's County, taking the lead from the General Assembly and the activities at the state. And I want to thank, there are several residents from the City of Greenbelt who were on that work group and worked diligently over almost 2 years. We started it when I was chair of the council back in 2000. Obviously got a little bit delayed during COVID, but we were able to pass legislation early this year and establish a plan going forward. So it's another milestone to you, Maggie, for your efforts to educate, to advocate, and to be successful in doing what you do and being recognized this evening. So my stuff says the same thing as the city council's, so I won't read that. So I just simply said, now therefore be proclaimed that the Prince George's County Council, that Maggie, is recognized and congratulated for being named the 2022 Greenbelt Outstanding Citizen, and is wished very best in this next year, because you get to wear the crown for a year, right? Sorry about that. Where'd Shamar? Sorry about that, Shamar. You're done. And into the future. And obviously the fact that you had your young people come up here and be part of that is something I know that you are proud of, and I know the city is proud of as well. So congratulations, and continue the great work here in the city of Greenbelt.
Let me assure you, once you're an outstanding citizen, you're always an outstanding citizen. So, I want to thank everybody for participating in this. I would remind you that of two things. Number one, our primary sponsor is also sponsoring a classic car show tomorrow at Beltway Plaza. And I hope those of you who are enthusiasts just take note of that. I would also like at this point to remind you that there is a reception for all of our outstanding citizens in the council chamber in a few minutes. At this point, I'll call on our MC to close this.
Hello again. Let's give our outstanding citizen another hand. Please, please, it's well deserved. And now our outstanding citizen would like to say a few words, and then after that, I'd just like to close out and say thank you. Our outstanding citizen of the year, Margaret Maggie Calvin.
So at this moment, I'm just filled with just an overwhelming sense of gratitude, and I just want to thank everyone. I want to also acknowledge with gratitude that we are on the traditional territory of the Anacostia and Piscataway nations. I want to thank the selection committee that I know has a really hard job, and I know it probably was particularly hard this year. I want to thank the City Council for all the work that they do day in and day out for Greenbelt. I want to thank my family, Bob, who's my severest critic and my loving supporter. Many times Bob comes to events that I plan and he's the only one there, or maybe there's one other person. But I want to thank my two sons, Joel and Gabe, for whom I've learned so much over the years. They were raised in Greenbelt, and I just want to thank them. I want to thank their partners, Christy and Kim, who are two tremendous women. I want to thank my grandchildren, Ruby Marie and Taylor, who's somewhere around here. All the time, they challenge me to look at things differently and to see things differently, and I'm learning from them as well. I'll be brief because I know that we've had a lot of people speaking, but you can't really get this award. I'm just thinking, well, I don't really deserve it. There's so many more people that deserve it more and just as much as I do. But what I'm realizing as I get older is that how interconnected we are. We're all kind of in the same boat. We're sailing in each other's boat, and I just want to say that I have this image that we're working together on a spiral quilt, and it's tattered and torn. Some of us are meant to put little bright circles and squares onto it. Others of us have to go back and work to repair and make reparations for things that we've sown, but they're mis-sown, they're broken, and we know we have to work to fix them. And so really, this festival is really all about recognizing those who labor in any way to try to make things better. And I just wanted to say, I see John Henry here, who I remember at the Labor Day Festival when he was chosen. He said we need love. That's what we need, and I think that's really true. Greenbelt used to have a sign out front that said, "We're building the inclusive community," and I love that sign. I used to see it when I would come home from work and as I passed by, and I loved it because it said inclusive community, but I also loved it because it said we're building. We're working, we're laboring, and we're not there yet, but we're all trying together. So anyway, just thank you, everyone. I'm very honored to have this. I want to say a special shout out to the Green Aces, Advisory Committee that constantly gets requests from the City Council to address often controversial issues, and they've done the due diligence, they've done the research to really give good advice, I think, to the City Council. And so I just want to say a special shout out. And the other shout out I want to give is to Cheers and the Cheers Earth Squad children who are here tonight. These children really almost single-handedly maintain one of the Three Sisters Gardens and the food forest. They're always ready to work. They're always ready to learn about what's going on and why they're doing it. And they're just an amazing group of children. And so Carolyn Lambert Davis, who's the convener of Cheers now, is here, and she always begins and ends each of her events and meetings with what she calls the Cheers chant. And so I'd just like to say to you all, cheers. Let's have a great time at the Labor Day Festival. Thank you so much.
Once again, Greenbelt, let's hear it for our outstanding citizens. Let's do it the Greenbelt way. I'd like to say thank you to our chair, Mr. Zugby. It's not an easy task. And thank you to the Outstanding Citizen Committee. That is not an easy task. There's so many people here in Greenbelt. We're unique, we're different. Let's take those things and use them to become a cohesive model for other people around the world in the United States. So with that, I'd like to thank Sylvia Lewis. Thank you, Sylvia, for passing this on. And thank you everyone for coming, and don't forget about the reception over in the chamber. Thank you everyone very much. We have a very hard-working council. We have a hard-working city. There's no reason why we shouldn't be number one. One Greenbelt. Let's do it. One Greenbelt. Thank you.
That's it, right?